everyone, it's Juhi with my take on a butterfly shaker card. I'll be using the Butterfly Friends stamp set from Happy Little Stampers for my shaker card, and I'll be using this butterfly from the set. Now, ideally, you will be using dies, coordinating dies with the stamp set to make your shaker card, but since I do not have the matching dies for this butterfly, I'll be using my Silhouette Cameo. I used the Pixscan mat of my Silhouette Cameo to make digital cut files for the butterfly, and then I went ahead and made a digital cut file for the entire background. So I put two butterflies and the frame, and I cut multiples of it on my Cameo. So I cut around eight backgrounds, and I want to layer them to create depth. First step, I take the top layer and I add the acetate sheet which I've cut to size with my multimedia mat behind the butterflies. Now this is my very first shaker card that I'm making. I've always wanted to make one, but this is the very first time I actually have gone ahead and made one. So I do land up doing a lot of goof ups in it, which you'll see in the course of the video. So I hope I'm pretty sure I won't make those same mistakes again. After sticking the acetate sheet behind the first topmost layer, I decided to go ahead and stamp the butterflies on the transparent acetate using some StazOn ink. Even though the butterflies look awesome stamped on the acetate, as you'll see towards the end of the video, when I place these stamped butterflies on top of my sequence in the shaker card, when I mount it on the top, it doesn't look so great because the stamping kind of masks out the whole shaker part. So I do decide to remove the stamped acetate and go ahead with a non-stamped one, but more on that in the later part. After stamping the butterflies, I go ahead and stick all the layers together with some liquid glue, and then I want to add some pattern paper at the back of the butterflies in the bottom. So at the bottom I measure out and stick on my pattern paper at the back of the butterflies. Now here again, instead of sticking the paper using the butterfly template, the background as a guide, I'm trying to fit the paper onto the cardstock base and do something with it. So in the end, I do eventually figure out that it's better to place the pattern paper behind the butterflies rather than placing it onto the cardstock base. At this point, I realized that the stamped butterflies don't look so cool. So I will go ahead and remove this stamped acetate sheet and replace it with a plain acetate sheet. So by doing this, I do land up damaging my front panel a bit. So in the end, I will do some things to cover up the damage. For now, I found that the front panel looks too blank, too white. So I want to stamp some butterflies in pink and blue on top of it. So I had used my butterfly stamp with the StazOn, so I'm just trying to clean it up by stamping randomly on some rough paper and ensuring that there's no remnants of black on it. I finally add my sequence mix. I think I got this free from a purchase. I don't remember from where I got them. I really love those tiny sequins and stars. So now I'm going to go and adhere my top panel with the acetate sheet onto the bottom part.